Dude. Dude. Focus, dude. Dude. Oh, we're back! Hey dudes! And welcome back to the Finding Nemo video game. But before we go anywhere, we got filler. A level that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. This level just exists. This is training with Gil. It's entirely pointless.
How's your bum fin, shark bait?
It's my lucky fin. I was born with it.
It never stopped me. Tell you what, how about I give you some one fin swimming tips? Try to keep up with me and do what I do.
Okay.
I mean, this is what, the 5th level where we've played as Nemo now? This level has nothing to do with anything. Like, we accomplish nothing in this level. This level is simply here just so we can play as Nemo again. That is the only reason this is here. We're not trying to make the tank really dirty or anything like that. No, that's all after this. This level's got nothing to do with anything. It's the only time we ever get this over the head view. Which is something, I guess.
You're doing real good, kid.
Thanks.
See snails, they are untidy. What can I do?
Let me help. I can sort them out for you.
Attaboy, shark bait.
So for the first and only time in the game, we are actually bouncing on objects, but we don't get a starfish for it. But you have got to be quick. These snails will pop up out of their shells after a certain amount of time. I used to really struggle, but I managed to do that on my first try. By the way, it doesn't matter how much you keep up with Gil here. Like, you can see I'm nudging against him and everything, but he will still tie you off. I can't go any faster, you're in my way. I am clearly capable of swimming faster than you, Gil, but you keep getting knocked back when I swim into you. That's exactly how I'm keeping up with you. This level exists for nothing other than Gil to say you're not doing good enough. That's all this does.
Hey, what's that?
It arrived last week. I think the dentist expects us to play with it.
Can I?
Be my guest.
Sigh. So here we go. Training with Gil is also the first level to actually include the bouncing ball game in the level itself. This isn't like a bonus game or anything like that. No, this is actually in the level. One of 2 levels where this is the case. Our next level in the tank also does this. The difference being is that in that level, it's optional. Like, it's just for a starfish. Here, and only here, do we actually have to do this in order to progress. As you can see, there are a few other hazards in the way. This time it's in the form of sea urchins. For some reason this fish tank seems to change every time we come back here. Like, these sea urchins weren't here before and they won't be here next time. Is this really a good idea? To have sea urchins in your fish tank? With actual fish. If it was a fish tank specifically set up for sea urchins, then maybe. But otherwise, I don't feel that this is a good idea. By the way, both this level and the next one, that keeps happening underneath some of those plants. I don't know what's going on over there. That's what you got to do in order to get the ball back up. Sometimes it will hit a wall or something on the floor and it will send the ball into the air. Other times it doesn't. I don't know why. Oh, there's 30 of these things. And this one is alright. It's the next one that's much more of a pain. And this also reveals to us that one member of the tank gang is an absolute jerk. Okay. This is what I mean. For some reason the ball goes upwards when it hits the chest. I don't get that. There's bubble rings here for the sake of having bubble rings here. There's only 10 in the entire level. I think that's the fewest out of any level as well. Thank you, random treasure chest. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles! Look at this. If the ball gets too close to blow, he puffs up. And looks even uglier when he does it. I didn't think that was possible, but yeah. Bloke just puffs himself up for no reason, just to extend his spikes and pop the ball. What a jerk! Like, there's no reason for him to do that. He's just trying to ruin all of our fun. And this was a bad idea, but just managed to knock it out of the way. I mean, you can sort of knock him out of the way as well, but it will bounce you a bit. But why? Why do that? Bloke, what did I do to you? It's not like you're arguing with Gurgle about what instrument the dentist is using, and I was never able to make out. I don't. If these are real dental implements, then I've never heard of them, but I don't know anything about being a dentist. Dentists aren't real doctors. We gotta go to years of medical school. But enough about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. As great as that episode is, that still looks disturbing. His magically appearing fin. What's a dentist? What is that? He's using a headstrom file. That's not a headstrom file. That's a K-Flex. And I'm not even sure what it. A headstrom file? I have no idea. Whenever the next time it is that I watch Finding Nemo 8 years from now, then I'll see if I can turn on the subtitles. Headstrom. K-Flex. Headstrom! Can I have a little help over here? I'll go deflate him. I have memorized a good portion of the film, though, and it's disturbing how much it is. One of 3 films where I have seemed to have somehow memorized so many of the words. Along with Shrek and Monsters, Inc. None of which I have watched recently. Monsters, Inc. is the most recent, and that was still many years ago. I think it was like 2014 was when I last watched Monsters, Inc. or something like that. Sad as it is, it was actually the week Robin Williams died. That's a really disturbing thing to remember that date by, but
That's it, kid.
I don't know, I'm weird. You can actually miss these things, by the way. I don't remember when the last time I watched Finding Nemo was. And then I watched Finding Dory once. I thought it was okay. Somebody didn't know the difference between a whale shark and a whale, that much I do know. But you don't even, Dory didn't need to speak whale to her, though. The whale shark, I mean, she's a shark. She somehow speaks whale herself, but we don't need to speak whale to her. Hey, dudes! But before that... Actually, Crush is barely in this game. He appears in one brief moment. He's got one line in this entire game. Now we have an actual counter. Look, he's put freaking jellyfish in here now. Why would you put jellyfish in your aquarium? You're just asking for trouble. Unless it's something that eats jellyfish. Then this is a bad idea. Anyway, managed to do this one with a few problems. And go. It's nice when the squishies show good behaviour instead of bad. If only they were always like that. See, imagine. That one is so much smaller than the field trip minigame. Just realised I have got the window open and the people in the garden opposite are incredibly noisy, so hopefully the microphone isn't picking them up. I'm not seeing any wave lines, so hopefully that means you guys can't hear them until they start screaming, which they almost certainly will. Right, hey dudes, and welcome to the EAC, the East Australian Current. It's full of turtles, and this section is kind of a pain to get all the bubble rings in. Because they are very, very easy to miss. You will see me fail this deliberately multiple times because I am trying to find all of the bubble rings. Because they are either hidden above or below the turtles.
Come and get me.
Make sure you don't go too high or too low, or you will get swept away. Weirdly, you seem to get swept away by going out of the current. Now, the current doesn't seem to do much in the movie at times. It's like Crush and Marlin are still able to remain perfectly still to watch Squirt go back into the current. And then we have, okay, grab shell, dude. Whoa! Righteous! Righteous! Yeah! Do I think that Crush is the best character in the film? Probably. I don't get that death animation. So he actually knocks into the camera, but what's that got to do with time running out? There's only one way to go, it's a straight line.
You got me once, but can you get me again?
How far do turtles migrate? That's my question, because it's like Bruce, Anchor, and Chum, even though they're still a long way from Sydney, they will speak with Australian accents. But Crush speaks in an American surfer accent. You see how high and low you have to go for some of these bubble rings? It's so easy to miss. But I have failed at collecting all the bubble rings here on multiple occasions. Because they're either way high up above a turtle or way down below. I mean, this is probably the bulk of the level right here. It's like once you get past this part, then there's really not much else to it. We have 2 more sections after this. But yeah, Crush is barely here. Squirt's not here at all. We see baby turtles, but none of them are ever identified as Squirt. First you're like, whoa! Then you're like, whoa! Then you're like, whoa! That's probably my favourite part of the entire film. What are you talking about? You, Mini-Man, taking on the jellies. You've got serious thrill issues, dude. Awesome.
Hey, where'd they go?
They?
The baby dudes! I bet they're hiding. Help me find them!
Now we're in control of Dory. Just for this one brief moment, we're in control of Dory. Okay, so you've got to make sure you're not really too quick on this part, because you can very easily find all of the turtles without bouncing, find all the babies without bouncing on all of the turtles. Because you are going to want to bounce on all of them in order to get that starfish. They will all flip back round. I don't know if that oh no, because they're already flipping back round. All you need to do is bounce on them. It doesn't matter if they turn back round again. It will. Once you've bounced on them once, that's it. They've counted. However, the babies will go back after a while. So when they start doing that, I would recommend just keep bouncing on top of this one single turtle. And make it look like the underside of the shell is soft. And then just go again once you found them. Go again once they've all gone, I should say. If you found them all, you won't need to go again. And there we go. And this guy's just friendly. He just flips over for us.
Oh, hell! Hey, dudes! Time to go! Your exit's coming up, man!
Really? Wow! Whee!
Wait!
You mean the swirling vortex of terror? That's it, dude. Of course it is. I don't even know what the point of having Crush in Finding Dory was. Like, he was kind of just there for that one brief moment. Anyway, this race is optional. We don't need to, well, obviously they're all optional, but you know, there's no starfish for this. You just gotta make sure you go through the bubble rings. But we do actually have red rings for a change in an actual level. Of course, you do get that little speed boost when you go to the green rings as well, but it isn't exactly much. The red rings can be kind of awkward to see just because of the lighting and the colours and everything, but generally this race is pretty easy. Dory is your only competition. Like the turtles are nothing. You'll easily make it past all of them. And there we go, that's it. Prepare to see that clip again later on in the game. They use the same one twice. Alright, well. Time to head into the 3 biggest levels of the game, along with Submarine. But we still have the minigame in the EAC left to do. And it's another one of those Simon Says minigames. Because we all know how much fun those are, but given how many times they use that bouncing the ball, well, there we go. How appropriate. Our first one is Crush. So this one is mostly based around characters that we see during the game. We haven't actually seen the whale yet, but the whale is here. And there's also the mask. So we've got the whale, the anglerfish, Dory, the mask, Mr. A, Bruce, Gil, and Crush. Yeah, Gil gets to show up in 2 of them. What more do you have to say? One thing that does mess me up occasionally, mainly in the next one, is that when you're trying to select the character, it's a bit difficult to move. Like it will slow you down as you try. Like it's almost as though there's an invisible wall that's not quite there. So you sort of go, stop as you try to move between characters. So it's very easy to go past one by accident. And you accidentally select the one next to them. Or you want to move and you may press the button too early. Like it's surprisingly easy to do. It's the first time I chose to do the mask for this entire thing. The mask, where's the mask? Imagine if they ended up actually just forming P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. This is where they start to become quite annoying to memorize. Gil, the mask, Bruce, Dory, anglerfish. Wrong! Try it again. Gil, mask, Bruce, Dory, anglerfish, Dory, then Mr. A. So let's try that again. And there we go. Still one more though. These two tend to drag out for a bit. Now, what more could you say over this? We've seen all of this. We saw all this before, and this isn't even the last one. I've got to hope that I get it right, which I don't think I do. Pretty sure it takes some more tries than this. Yep, there I go. You gotta love how they're all the same size though. Like the whale is no... The whale is about the same size as Bruce and Mr. A. For the longest time, I thought that the whale was actually eating them, and they just happened to go out the blowhole by accident. See, I now know that isn't the case. The whale is actually helping them. For some reason, the whale can't talk, but all the other sea creatures can. Oh, and the anglerfish. The anglerfish can't talk either. It's a bit weird how some can talk, some can't. Dolphins can talk. When they're out of the water, so when they're all telling the story of Marlin. Alright, next up, the plan. So I will see you guys